Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Scotty Mays is in as guest co-host once again, and the very funny Olivia Burns joins us for the first time ever to talk about all things awkward. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right, it is Tuesday night. It is 7 p.m. and it's time for the Life Radio Show. And I am your host, Don Smith, and we already got two great guests in the studio. My guest co-host for the night is none other than my most frequent guest and my most frequent guest co-host, Scotty Mays, in the studio.
Hey.
Going live on Facebook, so if you don't feel like listening to us over legitimate channels, you can tune into Scotty's Facebook.
Isn't there a number they can call into as well?
There is, 775-5555.
That is a real number.
Code. Yeah,
Actually,
that is a real
that's
number.
a real
And
number.
if you call, we might just stick you on the air just to be silly.
Just to be silly.
Yeah. And we also have a fresh face on the Life, finally.
Refreshing.
We don't get a lot of new faces around here because it's been going on so long. But Olivia Burns is in the studio with us.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thanks for coming in. It's good to get a change every now and then.
Yeah.
And you seem very pleasant. I get a lot of jerks in here. No offense, Scotty.
None taken.
But I have a quick announcement regarding 6 Feet Below Hell. Just found out 1 year on Redbox now. 6 Feet Below Hell, that Redbox was going to pull out of their boxes 1 week in because it wasn't renting enough. And we stepped up the advertisement and the promotion, and it is now 1 year, and it's still available in Redbox.
Proper advertisements. Very well played.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. You can find that 6 feet below the red box.
Yeah, still inside of it.
Still inside
It's
of
6
it.
feet inside of the red box. It's embedded now. It's like
In
a
a time
virus.
capsule.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it by now, get out and rent it because it's a phenomenon now. If you spend a year in Redbox, there are Hollywood movies that don't spend a year in Redbox.
It's a cult following like Troll 2.
Yeah, exactly. No, Troll 3, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're eating her. Have you ever seen that? You
No,
didn't know the
I
reference.
have
Okay,
no
it's
idea
very,
what you're talking
worst
about,
movie
but
ever.
I know
Very
what
bad,
I'm
but-
doing tonight.
Yes.
I'm getting home, going to my nearest Redbox. Probably
picking
gonna
up
hate
6
this.
feet below hell.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
You don't get a full year in Redbox and suck. You have to you have to be good and or just very lucky or just promote a lot because they don't care. They just want money. That's really But also Saturday we wrapped filming on Black Mamba.
Hey, congratulations.
Also not a porn.
Congratulations. And that's disappointing.
I know you keep waiting.
Yeah.
But that was my early work. I'm
VHS
into
type
legitimate
stuff.
films now, yeah.
Yeah. You have legitimacy.
Yeah, I have legitimacy. Yeah, but I don't do those kind of films anymore.
Well, I'm
I
glad
just
to see you've really turned your life around.
Well, you two.
Hey, you like you too?
No, I can't stand you two, but you two are all right. But
Oh,
The puns. The
yes,
puns are killing me.
Yes, welcome to
Yeah.
the Life Radio Show with Scotty as guest.
it's only
co-host.
downhill from here, Olivia.
Yeah, we ain't seen nothing yet. We're only 6 minutes in, and you've got an hour.
Yay!
Hey, better than performing at a film opening.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
spoiler alert.
Too
Oh, wait.
soon.
We were talking a little bit about that. Is it okay to talk about that? To bring that
absolutely.
up,
It's
those painful
absolutely.
memories?
We like to be
'Cause-
transparent here on the live.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's because that's part of the life. You have the ups, you have the downs, you have the great shows, and you have the wedding shows and the openings for films.
You take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah, you take them both, and then you
Gosh.
have the facts of life,
Facts of life.
the life.
The life.
Yeah, yeah. That was a low point in comedy, definitely. Oof.
But I think we all appreciated it.
Thoroughly
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking, yep, I didn't go up. But no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad because about everybody did equally poorly
of us.
at that. The three of you that were foolish enough to say, "Hey, these guys came to see a movie. Let's do this to them first."
Yeah. Well, and after I seen you three do what you did, I was like, I can do this. So I messaged Mike. I was like, dude, let me get 5 minutes because it's only downhill from here,
he
right?
didn't see it in time.
And he didn't see it in time.
Well, that's a bummer.
It really was.
I can get up and do terribly too.
Right.
Yeah. It all depends on what the crowd's there to see. It's kind of like doing comedy at a music festival. They're not expecting that. That's not really why they're there. And if you get their attention, you know, you're lucky. Kind of like an open mic at a bar when most of the people at the bar are regulars and they don't know you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Not usually a pleasant surprise for them, and they
cutting into our cornhole league.
Yeah, they put that irritation off on others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
You know, a friend of mine did a show in Michigan where, have you heard of a silent disco where everybody has their different...
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there were two DJs, and then there was one comedian. And so one of the, headphone channels was comedy. And so a series of comedians went up and did a silent disco. And I think that is so masochistic. Just, you have to hate yourself to do this show.
That would be hard to do. Yeah. I mean...
So I really want to start a silent disco comedy.
Well, I mean, because how do you know if they're laughing at you? How do you have any connection? Because we talked about the connection with the audience, just like at the wedding show when we had an entire dance floor, this vast dance floor between the comic and the audience. You don't have a connection to anybody, and it's hard to perform and be honest in comedy and not have a connection.
Yeah.
And how do you get a connection through headphones?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say with the jack, but, you know.
Well,
I forgot.
I forgot I'm not a mind reader.
You're not?
No. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
I was trying.
It does make for good radio, though.
I would just like to see random strangers walk into a silent disco / comedy. So
yes.
That would be awesome.
I know.
Because some people will be boogieing, some people will just be laughing. Yeah,
I would love to see
that. That would be a weird scene.
Yeah,
oh, man.
So if you do one, don't tell anybody other than
you're
the people that are there.
You're onto something.
I think that it's a great / terrible idea, and I love it. Love it.
I think we can find a place to do that. That would be
just so bad.
Yeah, the perfect venue would be Wiley's.
Yeah. I might know a guy.
Yeah, right.
That has no pull in there whatsoever. but he can beg the staff.
Put your name on it.
Anyway, Olivia, since you are new here, what got you into comedy, and how long have you been performing?
Oh, gosh.
So we're going to put the pressure on.
Let's see.
The hard questions come out.
I started doing comedy because I really wanted to get over my social anxiety. And I thought that just facing your fears by doing comedy and getting up in front of a stage, in front of a group of people and having them laugh at you would get rid of my social anxiety, but it didn't. But I decided that I really liked comedy.
Well, that's good.
That's it.
You went up there for one reason and found a whole other reason to do it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't found it helps with a whole lot of anything. Because I actually used to have a crippling fear of public speaking. And I still do. And when I go up on stage, I am a wreck before the show. I am. You can't tell because I'm cool as a frickin' cucumber. But I am a wreck. Because I always think that everything that's going to go wrong. And that just plays over in my head over and over again. So, yeah, I do. I get nervous as can be. I could freeze up before I go up on stage. Once I get up there, I'm usually okay. But before I go up, I'm terrified.
Yeah, it's like I don't even hear the laughter because I'm so focused on like the little gnome in my head telling me that I'm doing horribly. You know, like I'm just like, that wasn't funny to myself. Everyone else could be laughing and I'm just like, that wasn't funny. You suck, Olivia. And I don't know why I enjoy that, but I do.
No, because it's getting past it, I guess. I guess it is therapeutic, not to use the whole therapy thing with comedy, because that's overdone. But, I mean, I hear the laughter, sometimes probably more than is there. But, no, I hear the laughter when I'm up there, and if I don't hear the laughter, then I get really nervous. Because that's why when I hit the stage, everything's fine if it's going okay. If it's going terribly, no, I'm worse than I was off stage. So, what about you, Scotty? You seem so confident, like a man that never gets shaken.
Well, no, I mean, I get more nervous when I actually do public speaking and talking about recovery than I do when I'm doing comedy. So when I get up there, because even if I'm eating bag of peacocks.
Right. I forgot the bag of peacocks. Hashtag bag of peacocks.
You know, I'm still going to... Like, I know in my mind that I'm not doing that great, but now I'm trying to just get a couple laughs to salvage.
Right.
Know.
You talking about right now?
No, right now it's...
Yeah, forget it. 'Cause
yeah,
nobody,
forget about it.
You're all right. You got more listeners on your live feed.
I have 5.
It's like 4 more.
That one's probably Tara. Hey, Tara.
Right. But no, I see, I'm the opposite. I get way more nervous because I've had to do speeches and stuff for classes and whatnot since I started doing comedy, and I have no problem getting up in front of classes now.
Do you feel like your nerves increase, like if the first joke you tell doesn't go over, then you're like, the pressure kind of mounts?
Yeah, because that's when your mouth starts getting dry and you start getting a little pressure in your throat. And, oh yeah.
I laugh at my own jokes a lot. Which is, I don't know if that's a good way of going about it, but I find myself just like, that's so bad it's funny to me. I'm laughing at my own failure.
That's good. I mean, it beats the alternative, you know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you do it. You
Yeah.
know, and that's still, like, that takes a lot more courage than what some people would even have to even stand up there and attempt to even just say their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have gone up Sunday and watched The Cop.
Oh, dude. That was brutal.
That was, I loved it because he was such a jerk. That's the thing. He was just, the guy got up. Part of my set, I talked about police officers, how they used to be compared to how they are now, and how I miss police officers the way they used to be instead of the musclehead law enforcement that just are looking for trouble now. Well, he gets up, he's a cop. So I think he was a little hurt by the things I said.
Well, his
and
Napoleon syndrome
things.
didn't help him much.
Well,
either, so.
little man. Yeah.
Did you get pulled over on the way back?
No, because I don't even
good.
know if he's on the force anymore because he just got out of rehab. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the story he told to a silent room.
I mean, it was
When
like
51, Cal Westray informed me, 51 F-bombs. 51.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that was quite a bit.
I don't think Cal was counting, but somebody else counted and gave that number
Might
to
have
Cal.
clicker in the back.
Yeah, yep. There's another one. There's another one. Well, they
wait.
probably missed a few because, I mean, I would say...
I think I may have seen him. Because
he said it wasn't his first time up.
Yeah. The number of F-bombs really clues me in.
Did he talk about rehab in Florida?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He didn't. The one that I'm thinking of, I can't think of a single joke that he told other than swearing.
Well, neither can I, and I just watched it. I knew what he was talking about, but I did not recognize anything he said as a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Except that he was a cop. That's probably the funniest thing he said.
Like I was kind of hoping it was going to take a turn into like some sort of like recovery type comedy, kind of like the angle that I have. But this was.
I was hoping it took a turn into any kind of comedy at that point. You know, To be honest, there was a part of me that was hoping, come on, don't see the light. I want Karen to cut him off. There was a part of me that was just hoping for, even though I didn't want to hear him anymore, there was a part of me just hoping to hear that Mike go dead.
That was a very long 6 minutes that night.
That was.
I hope that secretly in my heart of hearts, I hope that almost every time somebody gets on stage on the Sunday. Because, like, she doesn't know this at all, but, like...
You're addicted to awkward, I think. It's not just that you're awkward. You like awkward moments.
Karen is, like, she has the personality of who I wish I could be. Like, I look at her and she's just so, like, confident and kind of a jerk. And I love that.
She embraces every bit of that.
Yeah, that's true.
She's a rock star.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just getting ready to cue up a song because we got a few minutes before break. But yeah. So how long have you been performing? I don't know if you answered that one or not.
Let's see. I did my first open mic about 3 years ago, but it was a long break in between my first one and the next one, about a year and a half. And then after that,
that's a very long break. That's starting over.
Yeah. And so then I just went to these open mics that were around me in Traverse City. And then I moved to Dayton and I started doing it more and more often because I don't have friends here. And so I have no others.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you have friends now.
Yeah, I have comedian friends now.
She has to make that distinction.
It's like, so friends. We're labeled.
I don't want to introduce you to my family members, but you're okay
We're not there yet.
To hang out with in clubs.
I did something new on Sunday. I did a show in front of my mom. She came to the first show.
Oh, is that the first one she ever came to?
Yeah.
How did that go? First of all, let's establish the relationship between you and your mom. How is it?
It's great.
Okay.
It's great. Is
it still? No.
Probably not. One of the best moments was I make fun of my mom in this Midwestern accent.
Okay, yeah.
And I also have a joke about doing phone sex with that same voice. And halfway through this joke, I put it together that my mom is listening to this joke in the same voice I impersonate her with, and it was really uncomfortable.
There's that awkward again.
Yeah. It was awkward. Yeah, it was also the first time that she met my boyfriend, so it was just a bad night. It was an uncomfortable night. Yeah.
Is he still your boyfriend?
Yeah.
No.
Is she still your mom?
Yeah, she's disowned me. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Did she enjoy it though? Did she have?
I
good
think
time,
that she did. She did enjoy it.
She hasn't spoken to you since to tell you. Or?
You know that smile where you're like, I want to support this person so much, but it's so painful. Like that, just broad, like you're killing me on the inside smile. I mean, I love her so much for sticking through it, but man,
I know that smile.
Yeah.
I did a set once all about smoking weed when I was younger, and my mom learned some things that night about me and my brothers. Because I had an older brother that got me high for my first time when I was 6 years old. So, and I did a set about that because, of course, now he is paranoid schizophrenic and on some really heavy medication. So, it just came full circle. But I did a whole set about that, and my mom, I think she was just in shock through most of it because she was in the audience. She's been to most of my shows. She goes to, well, not most of them, but a lot of my shows. And usually she enjoys them. I think she learned too much that night to really enjoy it.
My mom goes to bed at 8 p.m., so there's no way that she can go to any of my shows other than this one that started at 6. And she left immediately afterwards to go to sleep in the car ride home.
Wow. Does she get up early for work?
Yeah, she's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she sleeps.
Those early
I hope
risers.
I never
Yeah.
fall asleep at 8 p.m. like consistently.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, with your history, I'm sure you've fallen
Oh,
asleep
I've
much.
fallen
or you've
asleep at 3
passed
p.m.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's not
Yeah,
really
there's
falling
times I've fallen asleep
That's
and
just-
wake up for 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a movie about that.
Yeah, but falling asleep at 8 p.m. on the regular, that's too far.
Right.
Too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just you would need an intervention at that point. Scotty, I'm concerned. Your sleep habits are way too healthy.
I mean, the only show you watch is Entertainment Tonight, and then you're
As
asleep
much
by
as
the
much
end of the day.
Red Bull and coffee as you drink, I really can't see you sleeping.
Well, you'd be amazed.
No, I mean leave your curtains open. I can't see you.
Oh,
That got creepy.
the challenge accepted.
All right, well, I think we're going to hit the comedy rundown for the week, and I'm going to take a little break, play a little Potter's Field. Since
Hey.
Scotty's in, and actually, this is almost 2 years ago. Potter's Field released the EP "A Brutal Presence,"
Beautiful.
so I'm going to be playing a song from that EP.
Love it.
So yeah, all kinds of anniversaries going on right
This is
now.
great.
Well, just like Sunday night was my 7-year wedding
Yeah.
anniversversary, and I was telling jokes.
Yeah.
And she was at home.
Love
So-
where your priorities.
and Saturday night was my 4-year anniversary of doing comedy.
Dude.
It's the first time I did comedy at Wiley's was because the other I don't count the other one. It was through school, so it was through Wright State. It doesn't count anymore. I think they cut that as one of their budget cuts. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they just cut the fact that I was in a show. They say we're not going to recognize this anymore. It's too costly. Because that makes more sense than cutting out some of the administration's inflated budget. Anyway, here's this week's Comedy Rundown brought to you by the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's historic Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE. Did I say historic Oregon District? What did I just say?
Oregon's
Historic
neat.
Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE or go to wileyscomedy.com for all the best in Dayton comedy. Wednesday, June 6th, I believe, Comedy Fight Club.
Yes.
Okay, because, nobody can talk about it, so I wasn't sure. Comedy Fight Club is going to be at Ohio Chiefs Bar and Lounge at 1124 Leo Street in Dayton. Is that still where it is? Okay,
Yes.
because nobody tells me anything. I'm not part of it, I guess. I'm going to try to get out
show
there.
up.
I should just show up with my boxing gloves and go for it. Thursday, June 7th, the Life Radio Show presents Can Do You a Carpenter at Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in the Oregon District with Scotty Mays, Mike
Hey.
Wells, Ed John, and Ransom Carr, hosted by yours truly. That starts at 7:30 p.m. instead of 8 p.m., an early start time because I got to be in bed by 8. Also on Thursday, Mike Spears is at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street of the Green, and also open mic at the Hookah Bazaar at 958 Patterson Road in Dayton. That show starts at 10 p.m. Sign-ups if you want stage time start at 9:30. Friday through Sunday, June 8th through the 10th, Ali Sadiq is at the Dayton Funny Bone, and Friday and Saturday, the 8th and 9th, Michael Malone is at Wiley's Comedy Club. I believe Mike Wells might be hosting that weekend,
Mike
too,
has
so
a busy week.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Dude is grinding right
Yeah.
now.
And Sunday, Wiley's Sunday Comics is back at Wiley's Comedy Club. That is it. As always, don't forget to check out wileyscomedy.com, DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. And don't forget to show some love on Monday nights to some of the open mics we have at Hannah's at 121 North Ludlow Street in Dayton, and Ollie's. I believe Ollie's is still going on.
Yeah, I went there last night, and the Jack Johnson
Fantastic.
vibe, I wasn't feeling it, so I scratched my name off the list and left. And Travis Charles told you to quit. He's probably talking to me, but I'm going to deflect that to you.
Okay, well, I
Oh,
appreciate
wait.
that. Yeah,
He
yeah,
might
yeah.
be talking to me.
He's probably talking to all of us.
Yeah.
Well, Travis.
I think that's pretty much the advice he gives to everybody. I don't think there's a single person that's ever told Travis they've done comedy where he hasn't said to quit.
This is true.
'Cause
He
you-
actually complimented me the other night.
You
and I
have
almost
to
crapped my
eliminate.
pants.
You have to eliminate your competition any way you can.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if he's the only
Drives
comic,
him out with verbal
if
abuse.
he's the only comic, he will be funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Ollie's at 518 Miamisburg Centerville Road. And there's still time to register to compete in the Wiley's
Fireworks.
comedy competition. I may get into that.
Where
Karen's been
is
trying to talk me
Carl
into it.
She at?
Who?
I want Carl. Carl, you need to come back. I don't know where you're at right now, but you need to come back, defend your championship, because I want it.
Oh, okay. That Carl. Yeah, I haven't seen Carl in a long time. Where did he go?
Uh-oh.
Carl, come back. Anyway, there's still time to register. Registration is open till June 17th. You can email Wiley's Fireworks Competition at gmail.com for more information. And that is it. We're going to play a little bit of Potter's Field, and we're going to be back here shortly on the Life Radio Show.
Nothing There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Now, you've been staring over that edge for hours. And people die down there. And dying when you're not really sick is really sick, you know? Really.
Well, I can't really speak to
All right,
that.
we are back on the air on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host for the week, Scotty Mays,
Hey-o.
and first-timer guest, Olivia Burns.
Thank you.
We're about to exchange gifts. It's not really an exchange. I'm giving you guys a gift, the gift of good health. I do have some exercise equipment for you, and since this is your first time here, pink or red?
Red.
Red? Okay. I was... These are... Scotty, you're going to have to go with pink. These are mouth exercisers. In case have you heard of them or seen them? Or
I have
they're
not. I am
what
very
you really
excited.
think they are when you first look at them, because they look a little disturbing.
No, I
Scotty,
immediately
I know what
was-
you're thinking right
Yeah,
off the bat.
Immediately.
And
Like,
yes,
Yes.
but we have to keep, especially on the radio, you have to keep a strong face and strong facial muscles. So you really have to exercise them.
Why are they so sticky? Like, honestly, it's
Because they're new.
Yeah, they haven't been used at all.
Yeah. Well, you
That's-
took them out of the bag yourself. So.
April, I am bringing this into work for you tomorrow.
So let's go ahead and do some exercises and see what we can find to talk about. Scotty's still trying to figure out how to put it in. So,
It's actually,
Oh, God. It tastes weird.
it's a good look for me.
you actually put it behind your lips, not your teeth. Because you're running your mouth. The muscles in your cheeks are what's going to push it over and out.
This
This is the
terrifying.
your engineer. Over
This
there.
is
like
absolutely
He's a little
horrible.
scared. I think he's upset I didn't give him one and let him. Patrick, come on in, because the name Patrick is great to say when you have these in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to say anything, really.
It really is. It really is. That's why you have to move it up and down. You got to move
I
it
am,
up and down.
one roofie away from a very
You
bad
look great,
experience.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick. Would you like to join in and have a
lit.
conversation?
I'm kind of drooling.
Oh, is he? Well, he's going to miss out on all that then. Here you go. Here you go. You got Fink. You got Fink as well.
This is it's salmon.
It's yes, you and your salmon lips, Scotty. See if you stand with a lip.
Those are not sand. They are flesh toned.
Now that's racist.
Well, okay, sorry, that was racist.
That's like the Crayola can't even make a flesh-toned crayon anymore.
Well, that
This
makes
is,
sense.
You all right, Scotty?
Yeah, this is
It's a good exercise. It's
Yeah,
good work.
I don't know who.
what does it exercise?
Yeah.
Are you good, Patrick?
I think so.
All right, Patrick's got his in.
How's
And they
this
don't
not
go
good?
over your teeth.
Oh,
They
my
just go,
God.
yeah, you're good. You're good. You got it.
Like the Ike always sits like right.
Ike, yeah, it's like perfect for it. That's what gave you the idea.
Oh my god.
This is a great idea, wasn't it?
was-
Yeah,
This
this
the
is
best
this is
ever.
amazing.
Yeah, you didn't know you'd be doing exercises in here, did you?
Yeah, I really thought that this was gonna be a talk radio. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of talking.
it's
it's
This
more
is
like
Laura.
drooling,
Laura.
and like
hooked on phonics
yeah.
type thing.
So what's going on, Patrick?
Oh, no.
I'm not calling you Patrick. I'm calling you Patrick.
It sounds like you're calling me fat. Even though you're
It's
not.
Fat Rick. That's it.
Fat Rick, there you go.
I love Fat Rick.
Yeah, you love Patrick is a good dude. Oh.
You know, I'm the complete opposite of fat.
Yeah, skinny Patrick.
God.
Skinny Fat Rick.
Skinny hat.
You didn't know you were signing in for
Are you
it.
supposed to be a callus on the inside of your...
Yes, that's
Okay.
really, it
Yeah.
strengthens the, it's cold sores. It strengthens your cold sores.
Well,
If you got herpes, this'll find them.
This?
You're flowering, Scotty.
Yeah, I know it. I can.
Yeah, it's rough.
yeah.
It's rough. I should have brought some paper towels. You got
this is like a
Like,
less.
drink water.
This is just like the least sexy dental day of all time.
So you're saying I'm not sexy? I'm not wearing these well?
Imagine doing this for foreplay. No. I can't even say the
I'm
word.
so confused.
Dead room.
What was that last year?
I can't say the letter. I can only say D, so it sounds like dead room.
Let's try a
Oh,
tongue
that
twister.
Go for it.
Sally sells seashells down. Oh, that's actually pretty
Yeah,
easy.
that one's not that hard.
Do
Do
Betty Water walks on butter.
How much blood
do
can I
Peter
look?
Piper. Peter Piper.
Peter Finger.
Uh-huh.
Peter Finger, second Yeah, perfect. Every time. Perfect.
Oh,
I wonder what he'll think we're doing who can't see what we're doing.
Well,
this is,
Scotty's on Facebook Live.
Yeah, so if you are confused...
Facebook.
Oh my god.
Yeah, every now and then you got to do that.
so much drool.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, we've
Oh,
always
gosh.
got our exercise in,
Yeah.
so you know we're good if we want to stop doing our exercises. Scotty's addicted to it now. You
Yeah,
have
that's
an
how it
addictive
starts.
personality.
You're an enabler. Thanks for the enabling.
No
It's
problem.
so hard.
Yeah.
This is actually challenging.
It is because you gotta. We're on the radio, so you
So-
gotta be understandable, and that's hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
even
yeah.
before this
Yeah,
can
now
here.
try your
This is a-
Midwestern voice.
Okay, so
Oh, God.
yeah, I think it's actually easier for me to talk in a Midwestern accent than it is for me to talk normally.
Really
if
good
it's-
for the suck muscle.
There you go, Stick Whistle.
Oh my god! It's no.
Yeah, why don't you like your drool on a tiki?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Oh, boy, I'm not using that crap.
Are these called suck muscle
Stop
exercises?
muscle.
Yeah, what is What is
Good
this
call,
trademark does? Like,
What's
what is
that?
the name for this?
Idiots.
Okay,
The
all
like
right.
radio shows, what I call it.
No, I mean this invention. That's like
It's a mouth exerciser. It's actually you can find them on Amazon. Swear I got mine, and it's changed my life.
Hey, Don, did you get endorsed and paid by Amazon?
I hope so. That's what I'm going for.
Well, I'm sticking this in my pocket and saving it for later.
Okay.
I don't need the bag.
Here,
What
you
kind
need
of
a-
review
if anybody-
you're gonna?
Needs a bag so you can take them home and use them later.
I feel like the warmer the better.
I really like the idea of all of us going home and putting them in the privacy of our own
Right,
homes.
right.
Just,
Rather than in public.
yeah, this is like our dirty, dirty little secret.
Yeah.
now. Just
Yeah. This is going
Yeah.
to go in my mouth and
Yeah, because
during my
look at
yoga exercises.
yeah.
Yep, sexy yoga.
Because
See,
Ooh.
because we can't do it twice in one show, so I just went ahead and got it all out of the way, and I'm
That
all
was,
out now. So
was
that was an adventure, wasn't it?
Now it's time for me to meet Fat Trick in the dead room.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, Fat Rick.
you're the man, Fat Rick.
Yep, skinny Fat Rick. Sorry. You can take yours with you. You know. Yeah. I'm not going to let anybody else use it because that's just weird.
Oh, too far.
Thanks for playing. That was fun.
So, do you regret coming on the show?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Are you going to wear that when you do your next comedy set? No.
It might go better than my last one, so we'll see. We'll see. It might be my new gimmick.
Yeah, that's your go-to. Hold on.
Now you
Here we
can't
go.
hear anything I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yep, Midwestern Botox. That's the.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you feel as though your mouth has been properly exercised?
I feel like I ate something for a really long
I'm well stretched.
Yeah, like a really tough steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
do
I
the
could
same
karaoke
thing
with the
as
best
that,
of them right now.
But well, there you go. There you go.
Gosh,
You're all
I
exercised
don't
and ready.
do karaoke.
Oh gosh.
Like,
Ooh,
gosh, I don't.
Oh, no, I don't.
Karaoke. Oh,
I don't do that.
should give it a try. Why don't you? Hey.
Oh, yeah. That's not a good idea.
Okay. Well, should we hit some news stories because we have some
please.
important events to cover,
All right.
and while we recover from the exercises.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Oh. Not awkward.
I'm
at all.
stretching.
Oh.
Viewers at home,
Yes.
stretching.
Viewers of the radio.
Whatever.
Montana wildlife officials are puzzled by the carcass of a wolf-like animal. They say a rancher shot and killed on his property near the town of Denton. The animal came within several hundred yards of the rancher's livestock, the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks said Thursday. He shot it and reported it as required by law. The animal was a young, non-lactating female and a canid, a member of the dog family, which includes dogs, foxes, coyotes, and wolves. The animal did not appear to fit the profile of either a wolf or a domestic dog. In a video posted to social media, a spokesman said authorities suspect the animal is a wolf-dog hybrid, but can't be sure yet. Is that important that we need to know what this
Whether
guy
it lactated
killed?
or not? I don't think
Yeah,
that's
or whether
important.
it was lactating. Yeah, that really added to the story for me. It's the little details that make a story good, Scotty.
A lactating hybrid.
If we didn't know, we could have just assumed that this wolf dog was just squirting everywhere. But now we know. We don't have to imagine it incorrectly. Yeah, I'm glad you focused on that part of the story because
That's
that
the one
really
thing
is.
that I'm like, why does that? What's the relevance to that for wildlife officials to determine something?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's Montana. So the first question whenever somebody kills something is, "Did you milk it?" It's just a standard police question.
Yeah,
Here's your title.
especially when it's a bull. Just
Right,
that's
right,
the first question there. I don't know. Maybe the black market for wolf dog
wolf-dog
milk
hybrid milk,
is
yeah.
just so high that people were wondering.
It's a bunch of bodybuilders. Like, get some of that breast milk.
Sorry, I'm getting messages on here.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Are they important?
no.
All right.
Yeah, they will be in the next segment, but not for now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry, black market wolf dog hybrid milk. Where were
Yeah,
we?
the demand is high for.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably pretty rare. If they don't even know what kind of wolf dog hybrid they're dealing with, then surely there's not an overabundance of its milk out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And because some people, I mean, they can't have the cow milk, so an almond milk and that kind of stuff just isn't as good. So maybe they've switched to dog hybrid.
What do they say? Why buy the cow when you can just get the milk?
Why shoot the
you're
wolf
not supposed
dog
to put
hybrid?
your mouth on it.
Why shoot the wolf dog hybrid if you can get the milk for free? I guess is the Montana statement there.
I gotta say, this first hour has probably been the most awkward first hour I've ever done on here.
Yeah, well,
I can't wait to see what other latex fun we have next time on here.
Okay.
Bring out the count.
yep.
Sleeping.
Stay tuned, Scotty. Stay tuned.
Don't forget your suck muscle exercises.
The 70-pound octopus named Fred not only has 8 arms, but possibly 9 lives. Last week, a fish market in Morro Bay, California, saved Fred from being served up for someone's supper. Giovanni DeGormore, I don't even care, owner of Giovanni's Fish Market. See, the first name was all that was important anyway. Makes his living selling fish and other forms of seafood, but he recently decided against selling octopus products after learning about how intelligent the animals are. Giovanni told San Luis Obispo Tribune He met a friendly octopus while diving in Fiji. Essentially, we played a game of hide-and-seek for 15 minutes under the ocean, he said. Played hide the octopus. On May 14th, Giovanni's dock manager told him a local crab fisherman was selling a 70-pound octopus, putting Giovanni in an awkward position. He said he no longer wanted to financially reward those who capture octopuses, or octopi, but also didn't want to cut up such a beautiful animal. So he played hide-and-seek with an octopus for 15 minutes.
What were they hiding? Octopi are very flexible, so they can fit into very small spaces. So
where were they hiding would be a better question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wherever it was, it definitely made Giovanni sing a new tune.
Warmed his heart.
Yes. And now he is
They have a bunch of suck muscles.
They do.
Yeah.
This was from a
From an
live octopus.
This was from Fred.
From Giovanni's fish market. That's why they're so big, because he was a 70-pound octopus.
So we just had Fred suckers in our mouth.
Yes. Yeah, we
We sucked on Fred's.
Yep, suck muscle exercisers. They weren't really. They're plastic or latex or something. I don't know. Okay, mysterious bag of socks of unknown degree of dampness has been reportedly wandering around the White House press briefing room. Why not?
I've heard about this.
Cigar and Jetty, I guess, whose Twitter handle is eCigar, in case you need to know
Still let cigars in the White House?
Apparently this one they let in, yes. Yeah, somebody smoked him, and he lost his socks. As a White House correspondent for the Daily Caller, and he tweeted an image of the socks on May 17th. The socks appeared dirty and enclosed in a plastic bag. 5 days later, he was back in the briefing room and shared another snapshot of the socks. While the location of the socks in the room had shifted to the second time around, they remained sealed in what appeared to be the original bag. His third spotting of the socks came a full week after the first on May 24th. The formerly wet socks were now reportedly crusty, because this is what our White House press briefing room has turned into, a game of chase the baggied socks.
Yeah, the Chicago Wet Sox are like the worst.
Well, there's the Boston Crusty Socks too. They're kind of.
What if the briefing room was just a room for their briefs?
Yeah, that'd be the debriefing room, where you take them off and put them in a bag.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How did he know that they were dried? Like, did he touch them? Did he molest the socks?
He would have had to. He would have had to have tested it. He'd dip a toe in, I guess. Because how did he know they were sealed in the bag? Yeah. Well, when the crusty ones did.
Oh.
When they were wet, they just sloshed. He sloshed a toe.
The Krakatoa was when they were dried.
Yeah. You got to get it straight. Yeah.
Cigaro?
Yeah, it was cigar socks. It was like a humidor, is what it was. You just
Lewinsky's.
Yeah. Yeah, they found the dress long before the socks. Yeah, they're still damp.
It smells like
Dang,
bleach.
Bill. Phew. Okay.
My face is still hot. I might be having a heart attack.
It's okay. Well, you should put your exercisers in just in case. You know, get the heart rate going.
Get the heart rate. Go get my shake weight out of the car.
That would be perfect to do your shake weight and the mouth exercises at the same time. I still like the idea of the little shake weights. That would be perfect.
Those have to
Speaking
exist,
of milking dog-wolf hybrids.
Have to exist.
Yeah.
Let's speak them into existence.
Smaller ones, but not little finger, not little finger
little.
shake weights. Yeah. They have to make like a keychain or something with them. They have to be that popular.
For the on-the-go
Right,
shake
for
weighter.
Yeah.
Yep, so you can drive your car doing that.
Are your text fingers tired?
Yep, reinvigorate your text fingers. Ugh. A driver on Interstate 5 in Washington State's South Puget Sound area discovered something shocking when he stopped for gas. A handgun lodged barrel first in the bumper of his car. The driver was heading down the freeway when a black object came flying through the air. Why's it got to be black? Came flying through the air and hit his Honda, according to a tweet from State Trooper Guy Gill.
These names together, dude.
That's half the reason I put them in here. The names are fantastic. Guy Gill, a spokesman for that district. There didn't seem to be serious damage, so the driver thought nothing of it and drove another 18 miles before stopping for gas, Gill said. Troopers handed the gun over to the Lakewood, Washington Police Department. No injuries were reported, and local station KING-TV said it was unknown whether the gun was thrown, dropped from an overpass, or kicked up by a passing vehicle. Because it's always hard to tell when they're lodged in your bumper. I'm surprised, most cops didn't, bust him for having a concealed weapon.
You think he shot a blank in his bumper?
Yeah. I don't know him that well, Scotty, but we could check. We could check Guy Gill's report.
Yeah, check old Gillicuddy and see
what old guy. Hey, Guy.
Hey, guy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm not your friend, Gil. Not your Gil, buddy. Oh, man. Should we continue? Are we...
Continue.
Are we just?
She's like, continue. What are we even doing?
What is this?
What is
this that happened?
Mess.
Yep. She's gonna put her exercisers back in. Well, we got one more. Amazon's Alexa device has a lot of good qualities, but one bad one. It apparently eavesdrops. A couple in Portland, Oregon was shocked to discover Alexa recorded a private conversation in their home and then sent it to a random person on their contact list. Danielle, who asked that her last name not be identified, even though everybody knows by now because it went out through Alexa, told KIRO-TV, the revelation brought to life a fear that she and her husband had when they first installed the device to handle their home's heat, lights, and security system. My husband and I would joke and say, I bet these devices are listening to what we're saying, she said. Things took a chilling turn into Big Brother territory about 2 weeks ago when the couple got a phone call from an employee of Danielle's husband. The message said, unplug your Alexa devices right now. You're being hacked.
That is creepy.
That is.
Because if that was me, like, my neighbors would call me like, how many pineapples do you have in your house? Because that's the safe word that I use down there.
Right.
Pineapple.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah.
Now it's going to be suck muscle exercise. Yep. They're going to come over instead of asking to borrow a cup of sugar. They're going to ask to borrow your suck muscle exerciser.
Can I borrow your suck muscle?
Yeah.
I really can't imagine asking my neighbor for that. Like, hey, Georgia, just wondering, do you have extra suck muscle exerciser? I've misplaced mine, and I really need to get my groove on.
Mine's stuck around my husband's elbow.
Yes.
Elbone.
Elbow.
Elbone.
What would this add to the
I don't know,
elbow
but
sucking situation?
I'm going straight Peter Griffin on this thing when I get home. That's all I know.
I'm missing.
And it's flesh tone.
Well, there you go. There you go. Next time I see it, it's going to have little hairs glued on it.
No, there's...
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I'm a very manscaped individual.
Good to know. Good
Transparency,
to know.
right? This is the life, so let's talk about it.
There you go. Let's talk. Yeah. I'd say bring it out in the open, but no.
No.
Oh,
that would just be disturbing on every level.
On the show for this last time. No.
I'll show you what them little shake weights can do. I was in the pool.
The tiny shake weights. All right. Well, hey. It's about time to wrap up this hour. Olivia, do you have anything to share? Any thoughts on where this day has gone that you didn't think would happen?
Oh. Did you just whisper, say something inspiring? Oh, gosh, I've got nothing. I mean, I'm going to go home and...
inspiring. That's the most inspiring thing from a comic I've ever heard. Oh, gosh, I got nothing. That's what we like to hear. We like to leave them speechless, that's for sure.
I mean, this is the most beautiful, thoughtful, kind gift that anyone's ever given to me.
The airtime or
this exerciser. I'm gonna cherish it and use it and just really think of this time that we had together.
I truly hope so.
Yeah.
That's my biggest hope, and you're the only one that has actually said such kind words to me about it. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry, Scotty.
That's okay. We can.
Safe
This
space.
is a touching
Let it
moment.
out.
Safe
Do you,
space.
do you have any shows coming up
No,
in the future?
I
or
don't.
nothing?
I don't. I've really dropped the ball on doing things.
You had a fan on here. He recognized you from South Park. He said he loved your set.
That's cute. Thanks.
Yes.
Did you sign up for the fireworks competition?
I didn't. I'm actually going to a festival in Detroit that weekend.
Very cool.
Comedy festival or just
no,
a regular
no,
festival?
just
Detroit
a-
festival, which would be a
music.
foreclosure festival.
Yeah, it's just burning down a
Yeah.
bunch of buildings.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
tearing,
Different kind of
tearing
Burning
stuff
Man.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're literally going to catch men on fire.
Yes, bum fights and foreclosure hearings. That's really it's a
Yeah.
great.
It's the
festival.
Purge,
It's
Detroit, 2018.
It's
Well,
funny that people in Dayton make fun of Detroit like that because it's so much nicer. Like, I go
They really
there,
turned it around.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's there to screw it up. No, I haven't been through Detroit in a long time. And,
Yeah, it's so nice.
Is it?
It's so nice. There's less glass on the street in Detroit than there is here. It's,
Wow.
It's
Glass as in meth or actual glass?
no, like actual like
well, from Dayton statistics, probably both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring down the mood.
Or up.
All right, well, we're going to have to go ahead and take a break. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you so
we
much.
should get you back in here again sometime.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
We will be back here shortly. Scotty Mays is going to stick around. I hope he might have had enough already. And we will be back here shortly with who's coming in, Scotty? Scott Bond.
Pineapple.
We're going to
Who?
have two Scotties in. We're going to have
What?
Scotty Mays and Scott Bond.
Scott
When
Bond.
we return.
Wait, his last name's Bond?
Bond. Scott Bond.
Holy shnikes.
All right, we'll be back here shortly. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check us out on the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM with a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays from noon to 2, or you can always stream the show live at WWSU1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email the life1069@gmail.com.
Brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me. I am a brutal presence. I will impose my will.
That wasn't funny.